Raven Paranormal Investigation. Today, Leah and I are going to help family move past a residual haunting and possibly a demonic entity who's been haunting a house for years. Stay tuned as Black Raven Paranormal Investigations explores an almost 80-year-old house and find the truth behind these hauntings.
Now you're gonna have to turn that off.
I hear you
I
now.
see me. I see you, but I don't think you can see me. Can you?
No, it's just a Samsung.
How'd you know?
Well, my name is Tony. I work with Leah. I know Leah for quite some time now. And I'm the interviewer. I'd like to interview you and your husband on what has been going on in the house and things like that. I read your email that you sent her
Mhm.
with the dog, with the smothering and the pair of eyes on you and stuff like that throughout the home and the attic as well. Now, how old is that house?
Probably like 1912.
Like 1912 or so.
You guys ended up buying it in 2002.
Two. Yeah. Helen Revocable Trust is who we got the deed from.
Any
We think
history?
that she might have been like the last one from the family to live in the house, but we're not sure. The deed on it says that a judge built it with him and his wife. I was trying to find the deed before today and I couldn't find it, but like that's as far back as it goes, is like a judge from Cambria County that had it built.
Did you go back in time and when did you hear these things prior to things beginning, or was things already happening?
Like the first thing I noticed was just like a heaviness in the attic, but that was just, I didn't know if it's just because it's so hot up there and it's, the house is not adequately, like, what's the word, ventilated. When did you first notice the whole feeling of something trying to grab you, Tony? Because like I said, we moved in 2002. The incident with the dog happened like right after we brought the dog home. The dog was like 2009. So then him and I split up in 2012. And that was after that was when I had the black shadowy figure like choking me in my sleep. And it was just, okay, I don't know what just happened. Either I had a bad drunk or something. But then my son said that he felt weird things were going on. And I told Leah, I said, all of these things started to increase after we had the roof redone in 2020. Like that was when my son said cups would fly across the room. My daughter called me at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, said there's people banging on things. And she told me that the office chair in the bedroom we had was moving around with no one on it. She said the rocker downstairs would rock and nobody was there because she was there by herself at that point. Because my son and his best friend and her all lived there for a while together. And then he moved out and then it was just Amanda for a while. And then I told Leah, I said, these things kind of keep adding up. I said, and then when we were there for Thanksgiving, it was me and my daughter and my 2 granddaughters. We were downstairs at the dining room table. Now this is mid-morning. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. And plain as day, we heard a woman's name yelling out my daughter's name. And it was the strangest thing ever. I was like, okay, it's time for us to go.
It was coming inside the house.
It was from inside the house. Yeah. This was Thanksgiving. So it wasn't like the windows were open and it wasn't, but this was inside the house.
So pretty much you didn't really get anything from the house until like pretty much the dog in 2009 acting
Yeah,
weird.
the dog in 2009, that was one. Tony's was way before that, but like I said, he never told us and he left in 2012. And then 2020 was when and then 2013, I want to say, is whenever that happened with the choking sensation.
Is your husband there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at fish tank stuff. Sorry.
Hi, my name is
Hi.
Tony as well.
Yeah.
When this stuff started happening to you?
It wasn't. I don't know when it was, but all I know is when I'd walk by the room, and it was only that room. It was kind of like I felt something was there, right? And then every once in a while, like you'd walk by and it would feel like the hairs on the back of my neck would stand up, right? And I only ever felt it in the room with the attic way. And it's a residual person. It's not a scary person. It's not an evil or mean person. It's a lonely residual person. And basically, after a few times of it trying to touch me when I walked by, I went in the room and I basically told it, look, if you want to live here, you need to stay up in that attic. You're not allowed to come through that door. You're not allowed to be in this room, and you can never bother my family. And I said, if you ever bother my family, I'm going to kick you out. So if you want to stay, you must stay in that attic. And I never had a problem afterwards, but every once in a while you would feel that something was there.
Did you hear anything come from that room? Any noises or bumps or?
I've never heard a noise. I've never heard a bump. I've never heard my name being called. I never heard anything. I just knew that it was there. You could sense it. It was strong enough that you could sense it. And it was strong enough that you could feel it touch you. But you knew it was there. And sometimes I used to walk by and close the door because you could feel that it was there. And I'd be like, nope, you're supposed to stay in there. I told you, you got to stay in that attic. And I'd close the door.
Is
But
there
it
any?
never did anything to anybody while I was there. Now, nothing happened until after I left in 2012.
In 2012. Okay. She mentioned the dog at 2009.
Yeah.
Did you witness that?
I
Did
have
she
seen
give?
the dog stand at the bottom of the steps and bark and growl at the top of the steps.
Mm-hmm.
And the very top of the steps, if you hang a left, that's where the door is to that room.
Okay.
And I did see the dog do that, but I would walk up there and I think it knew that, it had to leave if it was standing there. I really think it wants to participate with the family, but it doesn't. I don't want it to participate with the family.
Right.
It either needs to go or stay in the attic.
Gotcha. Was there any other hot spots in the house that you know of?
No, that's the only one that's there. And that's the only time that I've ever seen it. It was seeing the dog at the top of the steps in that room. And that's actually the room that we made up for the oldest granddaughter. When she was born, we made that room up for her. And when she was in there, I never felt anything or never had anything. And it always stayed. It always seemed to stay up in that attic. But if you opened that attic door, at least for me, I could feel that it was there. And it was always there when I went in the attic. But it's residual. It's either from somebody that had lived there when the house was built, or maybe even somebody from way, way, way back. But I've never seen a shadow. I've never seen a face. I've never seen a hand. I've never seen anything as far as physical shape of anything, but it's there. And it's strong enough that it's there, but it's never manifested into anything for me. And it's never done anything mean or harmful to me. It's never like she felt a bad presence on her. It's never grabbed me around the neck. It's just like, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a hey, how you doing? I'm here. I want some attention.
Okay. Now, Tina, you said
Yeah.
now after 2012, you started to experience more paranormal activity?
Yeah, there was that, like I said, that time I woke up and it was like someone was smothering you, like literally. It was just like a black shadow, and I don't know how else to put it. And it was just literally, it was like someone holding you down on the bed and just choking you. And the strange part about it was anytime I would go up into the attic, because that's where we stored our Christmas stuff and extra curtains and, you know, extra stuff, like whenever the dog was there, the dog would constantly go with me. Like the dog was always there. And she would just like, she would sit at attention, almost like she was guarding you. And I told Leah this, I said in 2012, I tried to commit suicide in that same attic, and the dog was with me the entire time. And for whatever reason, I missed and I got knocked out, and there was like buckshot and everything all through everything. But after that, it was just kind of like, I didn't really think anything of it. And then my son, whenever I left in 2020, my son and his friend said that they used a Ouija board, and they were in that room at the bottom of the attic stairs. And they said that that's when they felt a female come through. And that was after that was when everything like started to increase. Now the house is empty. It's been empty since the beginning of August. And they're up there renovating and they're painting and stuff. And my son's girlfriend's brother came downstairs and got her and said, it feels like someone's watching me. Can you come up here with me? And then Dylan said when he was up there by himself, when they were sitting off traps up there, he said it felt like someone had a hand on the back of his neck, like grabbing hold of him.
Okay. What was your first experience in that house?
My first experience in the house with anything weird was the dog at the bottom of the stairs. Like it was just the strangest phenomenon ever. Like she like it was like she saw something that was there and she went crazy.
Now, is that something she did all the time
Nope,
or just once?
nope. It happened a few times, but the first time it happened, it like really threw me off guard. I'm like, Bella, what are you looking at? Like, and she just was like hackles standing up. She's at attention and she's just like snarling and growling. And it was like, well, that's weird. So
Okay. And the rocking chair and the cups,
that was all since 2020.
what did you witness there?
I didn't witness it. That was what my kids told me happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
because March of 2020, I left. My son and his best friend lived in the house, and I came down here to Florida.
so they probably got some stories for me too.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Did you talk to him already? Was it okay for us to
yeah,
be there?
yeah, absolutely. Because he's like, "Oh, mom, you just got to flex on the ghost." And I told Leah, I said, I got to make sure nobody's going to get hurt because they have a baby who's 14, 15 months, and she's expecting again. So it's kind of like they're moving in, trying to make it a family house, and I just want to make sure all the bad juju gets out of there.
I
Right.
don't think it's bad juju. I think, like I said, it's a, she's old. It's a person. It's an old haunting. That person's been there, for a long time, just from what I felt from it.
Yeah,
And
but
you
looking
think,
at the timeline of it, once we renovated the attic, when we tore the chimney out of the attic or off the roof and that was when everything like increased.
and that can happen. Some people change, their house or renovate, and some spirits might get upset that you're doing that to their house.
Mhm.
So your son does know that you contacted us, and that
Yes,
it's okay for us to go there. Now,
yes.
is it lived in now, or is it like being renovated or empty?
No, they're renovating it. They're repainting. They stripped the wallpaper off the living room. They were painting the upstairs bedroom, just doing all kinds of stuff. Because when my daughter was in there by herself, she like trashed the place.
So we don't need to worry about people staying there or
No,
uh, dogs or pets or
nope,
anything. Okay.
nope, nope. And that was the thing when he lived there with Zach. They had a cat and a dog, both, and both their animals went crazy at certain times. He said too. His number is actually on the emergency contact number there that I gave on the form.
All right. I do remember seeing some names on the bottom. What's your
Yeah,
son's name?
Dylan, Dyln, and the last name.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure when you guys go, you'll feel her in that room and you'll feel her in that attic way. I don't know if she stays in the attic way or if she stays in the attic itself, because the attic way is kind of like a closet also. So there's a little closet area there too. But it's the door that's there and everything. But you'll feel her when you go upstairs to that room. I'm pretty positive she's still there.
I don't know though, because Amanda cleaned out the attic. Like she was like paranoid to the point where she thought if she got rid of everything in the attic, it would help with things.
But it didn't.
That I couldn't tell you because honestly, Amanda's in jail right now. She's gotten involved in some pretty weird shit. So that's why we're kind of like renovating everything, getting everything cleaned up.
Okay.
We worked on the house for a long time. Like we redid the bathroom, we redid the master bedroom, we redid the boys' bedroom upstairs. We did some, changed plumbing, changed wiring. We have been doing a lot of construction on the house. We changed the porch in the back, closed it in. We've done a lot of stuff. So, I mean, there's been a lot of stuff done to the house, and I don't know. I don't know what set her off, but
Probably the renovations being done, I take it.
she's definitely not a mean spirit. She just, I think she's lonely and wants attention.
By chance, would you know who the spirit would be? Any going back on the history on the house?
No, I don't. I've never looked into the history of the house. I just knew it was there, and I knew it like it was enough that I could sense that it was telling me it was there for a long time. It was old. It's an old haunting. It's an old
Residual.
person, yeah, it's been there for a while. But I don't know if it's ancient old. I don't think so. I think it's a person that was at that house way back when it was new, because that house used to be 2 apartments.
That was when Betty lived there with her mom.
And then they took the walls and stuff out and made it just 1 apartment, 1 big house. So the upstairs floor was 1 apartment and the downstairs floor was another apartment.
Oh,
So I
got
think it was somebody that had lived there right after the place was built and maybe passed away and still is attached to it. But I don't think it's medieval times. I don't think it's colonial times. I don't
The
think
house
it's a
wasn't
war
there at
thing.
that point.
It doesn't matter. If somebody died in that area, it could stay there.
Hmm.
Everything could stay there. But I'm not thinking it's anything like that. I'm thinking it's more recent.
And
Maybe.
you're saying a she. What brings you to that conclusion that it's a she?
It just feels gentle.
Gentle.
It doesn't feel like you don't get a manly sense.
Okay.
You get a feeling, a lady feeling sense. At least that's what I've always felt. But
Any
like I
certain,
said,
any certain smells?
no, I've never really had any smells. I've never had anything like that. It's just very weird. You will feel like you are being watched. And it's crazy because to hear these other people say how, oh, I feel like I'm being watched up here, because it stands there, she stands there and she watches you. And she, like I said, she likes, and everybody's saying about being touched on the back of the neck. That was exactly the first experience that I ever had walking by that room. She touched me on the back of the neck and it was like, wow. Now everybody's having the same thing. And I've never told anybody. My wife didn't even know about this until about 2 weeks ago. She didn't even know that I ever had the experience at the house. I always told her, you're crazy. There's nothing. It's all good.
Right. But I guess your experience, Tina, was a little bit different because of the black shadow hovering
Yeah.
over you. And
Yeah, but that's the only time that I've ever had anything like malevolent or bad or anything come out of it. And like I said, that event in 2012, like, I don't know how I missed, but I missed. And it was just kind of like, it was weird because there's been a lot of things happen in that house. And Dylan actually almost died in his room in 2019, 2018, something like that. And his brother had passed away. My oldest son passed away in 2015. And it was the weirdest thing ever because that used to be Michael's room. And that was where it happened with Dylan. And like, it almost felt like Mike was there with us that night. And whatever forces and whatever spirits were with us, like, didn't let him die. He stayed with us. So it was just one of those things of, you just kind of, you felt a presence, but it was a good presence kind of thing at that point in time.
Yeah. Well, sorry
And
to
I'm
hear.
gonna be up there next week because I'm going up to the office for some work. And I'm actually gonna be going to change all the locks and stuff on the doors and make sure everything is secured in that, since, we had to evict her, and make sure that whoever was staying there doesn't have an ability to come back there.
Right.
So I'm actually probably gonna go upstairs, and I'm gonna tell her, yeah, hey, I told you need to go stay up in that attic and you need to get back there. Because if not, then we gotta ask you to leave.
On that note, what would you like for us to, what would you like done?
See, I don't think Michael is still there. Michael passed away at Raystown, but it's just one of those weird things of, we never really wanted to believe in supernatural thing. And that was the weirdest thing ever because Mike worshiped that stuff. Like Mike thought that was the coolest crap ever, which he more or less passed on to Dylan. And it's like where Dylan was at, where all this happened, like he still has Mike's shrine up, like Mike's old bottles, whiskey bottles, and Mike's last cigarette pack. And we have like the memory boards from Mike's service. They're still on the wall as well. They might not be up there now, but it was like, we wanted to keep all of that. We wanted to keep all of that. And that was like why it was so important for me to hold on to that house when Tony and I split up, because it was like, that was my big box of memories. And that was the last place I shared with my son that I didn't want to have bad things happen. And that's why it's like, whenever this stuff started happening with Dylan and Amanda and that, it was like, I'm thinking in my head, is this Mike? Is this something along with them? Like, I don't know. So I mean, if we find out part of it's Mike, then he can most definitely stay, but the other stuff has got to go.
Okay.
So
Any other questions or?
no,
Yes.
other than that, that's what I would like to see from it.
Okay, I will call your son.
Okay.
Set up arrangements with him to go out, a good time and date to go out. And then we'll pretty much what I do is I'll set up my equipment. I'll go in first and set up my equipment.
Mhm.
Leah pretty much stays in the car and she kind of like, centers herself. And while setting up the equipment and stuff like that, as soon as I'm ready with the camera and audio, then I ask her to come in and she'll come in and start. As soon as she walks through the door, she'll start. And that would be,
Okay.
of course, recorded. And after that, we'll end up recording and maybe call your brother and say, hey, you could come back to the house and lock up. And that would be it. And then we'll sit down and have a debrief with you, probably on Zoom. Leah will probably join, and then we'll probably, she's going to tell you what's going on with the house
Okay.
and what you want to have done with the house. And
Okay.
then
Well, that'll
we'll
work.
call.
That'll be perfect because then we can have Dylan and everybody on the call and everything. So
Yep.
it isn't like that. He said, she said, this is what was going on.
Right.
I just feel like I'm giving him this huge mess and I don't want it to be harmful to him or his family because it's like he's really turned his life around. He's had a lot of problems since Michael passed away. And it's like to see him want to undertake renovating the house and like live in there with his girlfriend and family. It's just like, it like really means a lot. So that's why this is like so important to me.
I understand. Renovating is a big job to do.
Oh yes, especially a house like that because it's like it's really old and had a lot of issues. So
Okay. Other than that, that's all I need.
okie doke.
And we'll keep in touch. And
Okay.
give your son a call here as soon as we depart.
Okay, and it's 814.
Okay. Other than that, I will see you later.
Okay,
Probably in a week or two. Depends on the scheduling and stuff like that with your son.
okay,
Okay.
all right. All
I'll keep
right,
in
thank you
touch.
very much.
You have my number. You can text me anytime, call me anytime. Leave a voicemail if I'm not free. If you
Okay,
want to see updates or what's going on and stuff like that, just let me know.
okay.
All right. Nice meeting you.
You too, thanks.
And bye-bye. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Tony from Black Raven Paranormal Investigations. We are at an undisclosed location right now in Cambria County. At this point in time, I'm setting up my equipment and I'm going to go ahead and set up the EMF reader. I'm going to have that, the REM pod, and I got the Flux 2. So we're going to use those gadgets tonight. Hope you enjoy. Stay tuned. Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah,
We are live.
all right. I think I want to head upstairs.
Are you drawn upstairs?
Right now, there's a lady standing at the top of the stairs, and she is screaming and crying. She's about maybe 5'4", 5'5", and she's like a little bit hunched over. She has a house coat on and fuzzy slippers.
What is she screaming?
Something about toast and crackers. I don't know if she was mentally ill when she was alive, but she is definitely not making sense. Like she seems to be she's single. Oh, jeez.
What's that?
I was immediately told, don't go near my guitar.
Is there one in there?
Mm-hmm.
Picking up anything in here other than the voice?
There's like so many, there's different voices that I'm hearing. I'm still hearing the lady screaming, the old lady. I don't know, something, there is a younger male here who is telling me, don't touch the damn guitar. Stay away from it. Something with this furniture too.
Like history on it?
Mm-hmm.
Anything in particular?
I don't know if the female is attached to this furniture or if this is somebody different, but they're telling me that this used to be mine. Oh man, I'm getting a heaviness, like just this horrible sadness. I don't know why the hell I don't want to go in here. Why don't I want to go I think they would definitely feel like they're being watched. And they're not just being watched by one, they're being watched by many. I'm getting like this is a pass-through for a lot of different spirits. Some are not even associated with this house. This is just like they pass through here. And back that way is where I see them coming through. Like when I was sitting out in the car, I could see them coming through, like, and like marching through, like a whole bunch. And they're mostly men. Like men from like 18 to about 25. Whoa.
What you got?
Oh man, this is bad. This is bad. There is something bad here.
In this room?
Just this right here. I walk right back here and I can feel it. It's something bad. It's like a little. This is like, I don't want to say the D word, but this is definitely a negative spirit. Ugh.
Just once or one or many?
This is one particular. I think it's a male spirit. He was bad in life. He did a lot of stupid stuff, is what I'm hearing. He's like telling me he put himself in situations and he had to do what he had to do because they were always coming after him. There was always something going on. It's not a good spirit. There's definitely a female attached to this furniture. Why would he be here?
Who's he?
Ew. Why is he here? Oh, shit.
Who would be he? Can you say?
I better not.
What is it? What is he?
He's saying that he is the one. He's the one that's choking people. Do you hear that? Do you hear the laughing?
I was just about to ask you. Maybe I could pick something up on the microphone.
Wants me to come back in there. There is a older man here. I think he is associated with the female that's here, the older lady who seems like she has dementia or something. Did you hear that?
I got headphones on. It's kind of hard for me to hear. So there's an old couple here.
Mm-hmm. They still think that this is their house. They still think they live here. I don't get that they died here though. This is weird. It seems as if after they passed away, they came back to here. It's like what they knew. But they're here. This younger male is the bad spirit that's in here. He's gonna have to be moved along. Is this thing?
Addict. It's probably you. That means temperature change.
Do you want me to see if it's me or?
It
I'm
should.
like freezing. It's cold in here.
It is a bit chilled.
It got really cold as soon as I went over by that door.
Yeah, that's the temperature.
Do you have like an EVP on?
I got an EMF. We'll see how high it goes. $131. that's the temperature. Now it's steady.
Freezing in here. It is so cold in here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that spot right there
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the room, and it's hitting on that door.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Cool.
I'm gonna turn the flux on.
Do some acrobatics up here. How do you get up here? Oh, crap.
Not picking up anything. Oh, there it goes. Anything up here? It's a bit chilly up here for being an attic.
Go ahead and turn it.
Someone talking to you?
Mm-hmm.
Any spirits up here? Can you turn this chair? Just a little bit.
I wonder if you're gonna catch what I just heard.
What did you hear?
I heard a male go.
Is it the same male downstairs or a different one?
Yeah, this is the same one. He was murdered.
The male spirit.
Mm-hmm. Shot.
In this house or up here?
No.
You used to live here, or
No.
he's just a wandering soul?
Yeah, I think this might be who they brought forward. What was that? He stands here and watches them. Watches them come home and watches them leave. Also picking up an explosion.
Explosion?
Uh-huh. There's all kind of like just spirits that are just wandering around, and they're the ones that are coming through here. And I'm seeing some type of explosion.
You know, my hands are getting cold.
He's up here. He didn't want to show himself up here. He did for a minute. I saw him for a real quick second down there in that one room. He has on jeans and a white, like, Fruit of the Loom undershirt. How the hell did I get down these steps? He's the one that's putting thoughts and ideas in their heads to harm themselves. Good thing I wore all black, huh? Nice and dirty. What's it doing now? male spirit here.
Is there a male spirit here? Like to talk to us? Green for yes, red for no. Any spirits that want to talk to us? Use this device to communicate.
I think that this has to do with that guitar.
Tell us about the guitar again.
He said I was really good at that. You should have heard me. He's saying he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. He said he's like, I had so much stuff going on. I had plans.
Is he calmer?
Mm-hmm. He was young. He's real young. He's like, I stick around every now and then so the bad man here doesn't hurt them.
What?
He's showing me his day and what led up to his passing. He said, you make sure they know that I wasn't on anything. He said, I wasn't. He said nothing was the same after.
After what did he say?
He said after he passed, nothing was ever the same again. He's like, everybody just tries to go on and, you know, make it seem like everything's normal and it's not. He said he didn't feel it.
I heard that.
Yeah. He is mad because of how much stuff he had to do. He's showing me being with a group of people like his age, and they went out somewhere and were having fun that day. And he said that next thing he knows is something happened to him, causing him to have some sort of pain, and it wouldn't go away. I think he drowned. I'm seeing like water. It's not clear or anything, so I don't think he was at the ocean, but this is like murky water or something. But I think he drowned.
Could this be the loved one that was mentioned during the interview by the homeowner? Leah and I believe so, but we will find out.
And he says he sticks around here so the other one doesn't hurt them. I hear somebody walking up there, do you? I heard footsteps up there.
It's hard for me to hear. I do feel like a vibration.
Yeah, I have the whole side of my right side is cold, like that other room. Negative needs to go.
See if I feel anything in here. Might be the light, I don't know. Might be the light. feel anything down here?
Yeah. Keep waiting for something to get thrown at me.
Was that door open the last time we came through?
Nope. No, it wasn't. I have to check the. Did you walk through here? To check the camera.
There's a door in front of, I mean, a chair in front of the door, so no one came in.
I walked through here. I didn't see it open.
What do you pick up down here?
Somebody's being grabbed by the neck. You can feel the fingerprints on the hair. This is who's here. Did you hear that?
Mm-mm.
Your thing upstairs went off. That's who's here. With the older man that's here, there was some component of violence with him. And I think he has the older woman that's here terrorized. Like she's just terrified to move along. And I do see her being kept mostly upstairs. Can't really exactly pinpoint what his deal is, but he's some kind of tyrant. I'm gonna come back in here. He's the one throwing stuff in here. The old man.
Well, who's upstairs in the other room?
The negative spirit?
Yeah.
What kind of teeth are those? Is it supposed to be a gator?
I don't know.
Maybe that should be said off camera. Thank you.
Do you want to venture into the cellar?
Yeah, because which way do we go? That way?
Yep. Door's right here. Don't know if the light works or not. There we go. Anything?
Yeah, the older man is down here a lot. Something's different. Something's different. What is this called?
Like a drainage, maybe. I don't know.
Shit, I forget that has a name.
Looks like it's been sold, cut through.
This house is active. Now I hear footsteps upstairs. Do you hear that? Okay. The only thing I'm getting down there is the old man might hang out down there. footsteps upstairs now. Right up there. Do you?
It's hard for me to hear. Heard that a little bit. Sound like a voice. Is that old lady still up there?
Mm-hmm. I hear her saying, help me, help me. Is anybody gonna come out? Help me. Oh my.
Is that my thing going off? REM pod?
Yep, you wanna go get the shot?
Oh, now it stops. We heard you up here. Do you want to communicate with us? No. Would you like for us to leave? Hit the green for yes, red for no. REM pod is going crazy. Let me back up. It's not the EMF reader. Is there a spirit in here? Do you want to communicate? Do you want to be alone? Are you a nice spirit? Do you want to see us leave? Do you like having us here? How's the traffic here?
It's better, but it's still cold. Can think he moved upstairs. This is,
What's that?
this is where I was seeing the female getting choked. The baby getting choked in there.
A spirit in a spirit or a spirit in a human?
This is a negative spirit. It choked her. What's that?
The higher I go, the higher it goes.
So he's up there.
Yeah, it did that in this room too.
Did you ask?
Yeah, it's high. Oh, I got magnetic field too.
This is where the younger male hangs out. In this room.
Now it's going. So it's moving, definitely.
Mm-hmm. What else did you bring with you?
I have dowel rods.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of a dowel rod.
Other than that, I got the REM pod there.
This has a lot of the activity, like the main activity. That room, and then the attic upstairs. But downstairs, it is a kind of like a pathway for spirits to come through, and they're just traveling through. So there's going to have to be some type of wards and protections put up around this house. In the house, around it, the property line, to try to minimize some of the activity. Yeah, this is...
Is there a spirit in here? Please use that device to say yes, for green for yes, red for no. If you hit no, still know you're in here. Still cold in here though.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go downstairs and
Yeah.
do a wrap up and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll call the homeowner.
Who's here currently? The son or what?
Son is doing work renovating. Okay, you want to say, give a brief description on the house and what you felt?
Okay, now?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna move back because that light is blinding, plus the one behind you. All right. This house has a lot of activity outside and inside. I'm getting a lot of foot traffic that's coming and going through the back part of the house. They leave through the front. These appear to be men at about 18 to 25 years old. They seem to be confused, and I am getting something about an explosion with them. There is a older female here who the family, I believe, will hear screaming, asking for help, yelling for somebody to come help her. I don't think she was in her right mind before she passed. And I believe there is a male spirit here with her, either her husband, a family member. He is not a nice spirit. And he, from what I'm getting, had a little bit of an abusive, authoritative type of nature to him. There is a negative spirit here that I believe is causing the majority of the harm. And I do need to figure out from the homeowner why he would be here. He's not from here. He doesn't live here, never lived here. So I'm not sure why he's here. And then there is the younger male who is here. And he is here. He pops in to check on the family, make sure they're okay. And he keeps the other male spirit who is causing problems, choking a family member. He tries to keep him from harming them. So that's what I got.
Okay. We are calling the homeowner.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 8.
Maybe not.
What if we call the son back here and talk to him first and see what he thinks about what I should let him know? Think it'd be a good idea.
This is her. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry. I picked up my phone. We just sat down to dinner and I hit decline instead of answer. I went, oh shit, I gotta call him back.
Hey, we're here now, and we walked through and did the walkthrough, and I have Leah here. She's gonna tell you some things and talk to you about what's going on in the house and where to go from here.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it gonna be an okay conversation to have in front of two kids?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, no.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Give me a second.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Tony, come here. We just sat down to eat dinner. We cooked a turkey and chicken all day on the smoker, and it's like, he's coming. So I guess my first question is, it male or female or both?
Give us 1 second here. I'm trying to set this up.
Okay. Yourself. Sorry, I walked away to get a chair. You don't have to shine that in the vase, do you?
No.
Okay. Right. All right, so are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You have more than just 1, 2, 3 spirits here. Like,
Okay.
there's a lot. What's happening is, one of the things I did pick up on as I'm sitting outside in my car, this is before I got in here, you kind of have a pathway through here with spirits, and there's something to do with an explosion, and these are all men. They're young men.
The minds.
Okay, they're like lost, and they're walking through here just wandering. They're harmless. However, that's one thing. There is also a older lady here who, as soon as I got inside the house, is at the top of the steps screaming and yelling for help. Help me. Is anybody going to come up? Is anybody going to bring my crackers? I don't know if she was maybe like experienced some kind of dementia, Alzheimer's. I'm not sure, but I don't believe that they died here. She's here with an older male as well, and he's a bit of a tyrant. I'm getting to where he probably was, I mean, I'm going to say the sign of the times here, probably old-timey situation. It's not an excuse, but I think he might have been a domineering, misogynistic type.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he knocked her around a little bit. So that's what I get with the two of them. She is very much upstairs for the most part. That's kind of where I've seen her the most, is upstairs at the top of the stairs and in the one room yelling and screaming.
The room at the bottom of the steps of the attic?
Well, that's something different. I did see her come out of there, but I wasn't sure if she was actually, like they had her in that room or something. But,
okay.
Yeah, because I did see her at the top of the steps. The other thing, this is where it gets confusing for me. The male spirit that's here and causing the majority of the problem, like I see him, he's choking, he's grabbing people, he is the one that is throwing things. Now we might have to bleep this out, obviously, for safety purposes and for, so we don't run a risk of getting sued.
Mm-hmm.
But you have the spirit of here. One of the guys who went missing from Portage here and was murdered. It was.
Oh my God, that was my son's friend.
Oh.
That was my son's friend.
He's here. He is the one that's causing the problems. He is a very negative spirit. He was very negative in life, and nothing for him has changed. He's very nasty. I seen him upstairs. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But he is wearing jeans. He has a white, like, Fruit of the Loom t-shirt on. It's oversized. It's kind of hanging on him. He is constantly making fists as he stands upstairs. He's throwing punches in the air. He's a very domineering presence. Like, everywhere I went, I could feel him at the back of my neck. He's very...
That's funny, because that's exactly what everybody has been reporting since they've been in the house.
Oh.
They feel like people are grabbing them by the back of the neck.
Okay. So with him being upstairs, he is in that little room where you have your sewing machines.
Uh-huh.
We got a lot of activity. It's freezing cold in that room, and I did go up into the attic. And here's the thing. He is the one who is manipulating people's thoughts to end their lives and to harm themselves.
Wow. That's crazy.
So, okay, so moving past him...
How did he get there?
I don't know. And here's where I'm going to ask you about the Ouija board. When was this done?
I was not there. You'd have to ask Dylan.
Okay.
So it was at least 2 years ago.
Okay.
But the thing about it is Dylan used to be in with some pretty shitty people.
Okay.
And after his brother passed away, it was almost like God was knocking off all the people in his circle. And like when went missing, like, so that's all I can say.
Okay.
And then that kid's dad, I know his father lost other children, and the man that used to live with me in the house before my husband and I got back together was good friends with his dad. So it's kind of like Dylan knew him and then knew him by his father. But why would they pick there to come to?
They go where it's familiar. If they are, let's just say, for lack of better terminology here, let's just say he's earthbound and stuck, which I believe he is. They don't know that they're dead. They don't know anything different. They're still carrying on as if it's business as usual. And they will do whatever they can to get the people who are still in the home to pay attention to them. So he would definitely have to be moved along because it will continue. Like I said, he is very, very nasty.
Now, how does that bode well with the other people that are there? I'm thinking the couple might have been like the judge and his wife, but I don't know.
Okay. Were you ever able to find out anything more about him, or is it kind of like an end you didn't find?
I didn't find too much out because all I know is the original deed, if I could ever figure out where the hell I put it. It was a judge from the Cambridge County Courthouse, and the irony of it was he presided over my grandfather's adoption case, and my grandfather became after that, but he wasn't really. So it was like, and then I think it said that his wife's name was Grace, which was another weird thing, because my nickname when I was little was Grace, and we ended up with my granddaughter's middle name, Grace. Trying to see if I could find the deed. But we thought it might have been the old lady. We thought it might have been Miss, like Helen, one of the other entry.
Okay.
Because Dylan said he kept seeing pictures of a woman suffocating.
Okay.
Like when they did their Ouija thing. He said, that's all I kept seeing, Mom. He said, it scared the bejesus out of me.
Okay. See, that's the thing with Ouija boards. Like, I have them in my store. I sell them, but I don't use them.
Yeah.
Because you can bring things forward that mimic family members and friends and are actually from a different dimension. So that's how you end up getting a malevolent activity in your home. So that's why I tell a lot of people, like, don't, unless you know what you're doing and you close your session out, don't mess with them. Because you can't open doorways that you can't close.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I think it was John and Grace were the people that built the house. And I just don't know what Betty's mom was, what her maiden name was, to figure out if she was like next in line to live there. Because that would probably help us out with the history of it all.
Okay.
But I don't understand why Mr. there. I really don't. Because
yeah, like I said, if he's familiar with family and if he's been here, ran in circles with your family or whatever, they're going to return, like I said, to where they know. So where did he live last? Do you know?
I want to say with his dad, that his dad's down next door to the house his family lives.
Okay.
Down on the avenue,
How close is that from here?
end of the street. When you go out to the stop sign, if you go out of the house, instead of going towards, you go towards.
Uh-huh.
If you go to the very end of at the football field, the last house on the block, that's homestead, and then next door to them.
Okay, that explains it. It's close in proximity to this. Okay. So there is another male here, a younger male, and he is the one that does a lot of protecting for the family. So this doesn't hurt you guys or hurt anybody who lives here.
Like, how old?
He's young.
Like 20s?
Yep.
I wonder if that's Michael.
Okay. When I was upstairs, he told me there's a guitar up there in the one room. He made sure that I didn't touch it because he didn't want me to. I'm not sure why, but he also told me that he protects the family, protects the people who are working in here, and he said it's important to know that he did not do anything or take anything to cause his passing. He said he really wants that to be known. It's important to him. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Something just dinged upstairs. Did you hear it?
Unless that was,
Oh, was it that?
yeah.
Michael used to play the guitar. He had two, but when Dylan got in his drug days, Dylan sold his guitar twice.
Okay. So that's why he didn't want anybody to touch the one that's upstairs. Is it even his, or?
I don't know, because I think Dylan bought a new one since then, but I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. I haven't been there since Thanksgiving. When I was there for Thanksgiving, I was appalled at the condition of the house and the things that my grandkids told me that my daughter did to them, and we didn't stay very long because the house was infested with all kinds of shit at that point in time.
Okay.
Didn't hear what you said, did you? He wants us to know. Can you tell my husband what you just told me about what he wants us to know?
Okay. He said it's very important that everybody knows that when he passed, he did not take anything. He wasn't on anything. He said it's important that you know that. He said he was having fun that day and just something happened. He said he got hit with something. There was some kind of pain or something, and then he said he couldn't fight it, and that was it.
Yeah, we found out after he passed that he had cardiomyopathy, and they think he more or less had a heart attack.
Oh, man. Okay.
I did find the deed.
Okay.
And on this wonderful deed, it gives me 8 gazillion names. It says William C. Trustee, successor trustee of the Helen Revocable Living Trust, dated October 24th, 96. Raymond J. I married Betty and Joseph William C. and Teresa,
Mm-hmm.
John and Maria and Lauren.
Okay.
So let's see who.
All I know is the lady that's at the top of the stairs, her height, and again, people shrink, I know that, but she's about 5'4". She isn't very tall. She was hunched over at the shoulders. She had a house coat on and slippers, like fuzzy slippers.
So the person who built the house was Charles S. and Anna Grace,
Okay.
June 1944, is what it says. It goes the whole way back.
Okay. Well, we try to keep the family who's not involved, keep that private, but if you happen to find anything or find a picture of them, I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I have no idea what any of those people look like, but I'm sure I can. My aunt's into genealogy, and she can probably find it because she actually found me a picture of my, 4 greats away grandmother whose name was Amanda. She's like, did you know you named your daughter after your great-great-great-great-grandmother? And I was like, no. But that's what I know about the house.
Okay.
So when you say about explosion, do we think it has something to do with, the Portage mine explosion from a long time ago?
This was pretty big. From what I felt outside sitting in my car, it would have, rocked this whole town. So I would have to assume that that's what it is. But like I said, the young men that are walking through here, like it's a pathway, they look disheveled. They look, this is old timey to me. So I would assume that it is them. And that.
Yeah, it's funny because Michael's buried in the same cemetery as the miners.
Oh, geez. Okay. Wow.
Michael's grave is at the very top, up in Prospect.
Okay.
And I think the miners' memorial is probably 50 feet away.
Okay. Well, more so with the men that are walking through here, it is residual. It's just basically when a tragedy like that happens, it causes a timestamp and it plays on loop. So we are getting, again, whatever your beliefs are, but the veil is thinning. We're getting close to Halloween. It's when it's at its thinnest and spirit activity is at its heightened. So it's a perfect recipe for that type of event to happen. They're just walking through. A full moon will do it. It'll cause residual. The date of when the tragedy happened. So there's all kind of different things that will cause a residual haunting. But the house it's quite active. There's a lot going on here. So with that, what do you want us to come back and do a complete cleansing? Because it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as your son, he's not harming. He's not doing anything bad. And it is my understanding he can come and go. So what would you like to see happen with that?
He can stay. He can.
Yeah, because he's
stay and play his guitar and
he's
watch
protecting.
over his brother and.
Okay. Like I said, that's his choice. They get to choose when they cross, and he can come and go.
I told you that day he died in this room. I told you Michael was with us. You didn't think I was. Told you. Sorry, I'm just having a little bit of a breakdown.
It's okay. You do what you need to do.
I don't know if I told you that or not, but I think I told Tony, there was a day when my son overdosed in his room. the room at the top of the stairs. And he was literally, like, gone. And we gave him 2 doses of Narcan, and, like, 3 of us did CPR on him. And I can just remember this, like, it was like angel's wings sat around all of us while we were, like, doing the breaths and pumping on his chest and that. And I was just like, please don't take him with you. He needs to be here longer.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Michael was there with us, protecting us.
Well, from what I understand, that's exactly what he's here doing. He's watching over everybody. As far as the older couple, they should be moved along. There's no reason for them to be here. So,
Tony says that he thinks that she's going to be tough to go.
okay.
Are you getting the implication that she's been there a long time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's sometimes the original owners, they don't like new people being in what they believe is their home.
Uh-huh.
And they're a little stubborn to move along.
Okay.
So, but I believe they should be, though. I mean, like I said, there's no reason for them to be here.
Yeah, well, I know that Dylan and Sarah are planning on moving in at the end of the week.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, we can get with you and set that up. I'm going to do a quick walk, kind of like go through everything with just some sage and kind of calm down the activity in here. But because, like I said, we are getting toward Halloween and there's going to be a full moon again, it probably will amp up again.
Okay.
And I can show your son how to do that. He should do a smudging in here, like, regularly.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything else for us?
No, I'm just kind of floored because it was just like, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense in a way because it's like, the older woman, it makes sense because that's what Tony thought. And like when you said about the other thing, because Sarah apparently had like a choked out episode too, and you know, maybe that was the male spirit doing that.
Yeah.
Because this all happened before Michael passed, so. But.
Okay. Alrighty. I get what, you gonna get in touch with them so we can do this again, or what?
Yeah, I'll get in contact with you and Dylan as well for us to come out and do the sage and house cleansing.
Okay.
Alrighty?
Yes. And you guys will most definitely do the attic and the basement and all that crap, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Leah, did you go in the basement at all? Did you throw anybody in the basement?
The male who's original to the house hangs out down there a lot.
Okay.
What is that drain down there? What's the proper term for that?
That's the plumbing. That's the sewage stuff.
Okay. It's not like part of it, like an artesian well or anything?
Oh, gosh, no.
Okay. Alrighty.
No.
But yeah, he hangs out down there.
Huh. That just like made my day and made me go at the same time.
Everybody's upstairs. Everybody's.
Yeah, but from what she's saying, this James is not so much malevolent, but he's very.
He's a bad spirit. Like I said, if he was bad in life, nothing changes. So he's very aggressive. Yeah.
So that attic will be something. That's where she comes from. She stays up.
The attic?
Yeah. But they're not going to put Hazel there. They're not going to put anybody there right now. Well, I understand. Is there some kind of something that we can do to close that so like they can't cross overs or anything? Is that possible?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go up there and do a complete cleansing and moving them along, and try to seal up where they're coming in at.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was freezing cold up there. We got a couple readings where temperature dropped like immediately. So yeah, it's at so where you have your.
Did you get anything else like what do you call it on that squawk box or whatever it is?
On the Flux 2, we were downstairs and we heard, as soon as we mentioned someone, one of the spirits, not EMF, but the REM pod went off. And as soon as I hit the top of the steps, it stopped. And I walked in and I said, is there a spirit in here where you want to communicate with us? And the Flux beeped red. Like as soon as I said that, it beeped red. So that means no. I did ask some more questions, and it just didn't move. It stayed on red for a little bit, but that we had a hit on that. And I have an EMF reader, and it's hitting harder in. As soon as you go up the steps, go straight into the room.
That was Dylan and Michael's room. They both shared it at one point.
Yeah, it's hitting hard in there, and it's hitting high in that little room going up to the attic.
Yep, that makes sense.
And it went up. It didn't go it really didn't go that high in the attic.
Yeah.
But it did raise a little bit. Nothing to really be excited about, but definitely those two rooms are the highest that it read. It was up in 114, 130 range. All right. Leah went to go get her stuff so she can do the saging.
Okay.
And like I said, I'll keep in touch with you, and I'll tell Dylan that you said you wanted to have it clean or cleansed.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe tell him too. Might be more coming from you than me.
Dylan's like a little overwhelmed right now with moving and the new baby coming and work and all the fixing up the house. Like, he did nothing but party the first couple of years he stayed there while I was here in Florida, and I kept telling him, like, Dylan, we got things we got to fix. We got things we got to fix. He was like, oh, yeah. Well, then along came Hazel, and, girlfriend, and now he's finally ready to settle down and be mature. He's like, oh, my God, there's so much shit to do. I'm like, yeah, I told you that.
All right, I'm running low on battery life, so I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
And I'll be in touch.
Okay. Thanks, Tony.
Yep, thank you.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
To recap the evening, Leah felt the presence of an older spirit, an older woman who was possibly the homeowner of the house months ago. Leah also felt the presence of a family member, the spirit that was talked about during the interview with the homeowner. Join us next time